I see they got three names.
We'll see.
Thomas. Okay.
We're now live.
We now call the Hampton County Council meeting to order for August the 18th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. First, we will have the invocation by myself and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Williams. So if everyone would please stand if you can. Let's bow our heads for the invocation. Most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together on this beautiful day that you have bestowed upon us. And Heavenly Father, as we go through the business of County Council business to make sure that we try to provide the quality of life and the standard of living for the people of Hampton County, give us the wisdom and the courage to do what is right. In your Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Our next item on the agenda, item 3, is the approval of the agenda. This is the Hampton County Council, August 18, 2025 meeting agenda. Anyone see anything that need to be added or deleted? If not, what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda for Hampton County Council, August 18, 2025 meeting.
Second.
A motion has been made, has been properly second. Any discussion? If none, all those who want approval of the Hampton County Council, August 18, 2025 meeting agenda, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now on item number 4, approval of minutes. These are the meeting minutes from August 11, 2025, Hampton County Council meeting. Anyone seen any typos or any corrections that need to be made at this time? If not, what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the August 11, 2025 Hampton County Council meeting.
Second motion.
A motion has been made and has been properly second. Any discussion? If none, all those who are in approval of the meeting minutes from August 11, 2025 Hampton County Council meeting, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed?
I abstain due to the fact that I was not present at the last meeting, August 11, 2025.
So noted that Councilman Love has abstained due to the fact that he wasn't there at that meeting. We're now on item number 5, presentation. Presentations is a maximum of 10 minutes. We have Judge Shannon Parker with the probate to talk about probate process. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Can
evening.
y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Council, county administrator, staff, and citizens of Hampton County, thank you for the opportunity to allow us to speak to you tonight on behalf of the probate court. I have beside me my deputy judge, Ms. Rachel Foster, and currently we are the only 2 that run our office, but hopefully that's short-lived soon. For the past few weeks, we have had an abundance of calls, visits, and requested information on real estate, property, and probate. While we are not attorneys, and information that we share at any given time is from a probate standpoint only, we will always advise that you seek an attorney if you have any legal questions or questions concerning your rights and actions that may or may not be able to take against any estate or persons. So going into the probate process and where our court gets involved in these matters. The first thing we want to discuss tonight will be heirs property. While heirs property means something different to everyone, in probate, heirs property means that the heirs of the estate have the first rights to property according to the testacy laws. However, property, unless otherwise deemed as a survivorship or living estate, cannot and will not automatically change into an heir's name at time of death. This process must be done through probate. Survivorship means that you and your spouse or other heir has joint tenants with rights of survivorship, also meaning at the time of death your deed will then or can then be transferred directly to the other person by process of register of deeds. Living estate means that you own your property while you are living, and at the time of death you have appointed someone through your deed to receive ownership. If neither of those deeds are filed in register of deeds, then the property must pass through the estate process to be transferred. A will also does not automatically give property to someone. The will still has to be probated, and an estate will need to be opened. The issue we see most of the time is family members believing that the property has automatically transferred at the time of death and nothing further needs to be done to own that property. So when something happens and law enforcement or other entities need to see the owner of said property, they realize they do not have legal ownership, and in some cases the last owner may have been passed longer than 10 years, and the family has to seek an attorney to do what is called a determination of heirs, which is a process in which an attorney will investigate and research the heirs of the property and who would rightfully have an interest in that property today. They would then petition the court for an order approving that interest. This can be costly. This is why we always suggest that when your family members pass, if you are not sure if you need an estate or not, please call us and let us help you determine what you may need to preserve your family's property. If there are no living owners, it is very difficult to maintain or make any legal decisions for that piece of property, and those decisions be enforceable by law. The next subject that has been brought to our attention is the matter of whether probate has anything to do with delinquent tax sales. I have included in your packets before you public documents to your counsel for an estate that was in question here last week. As you can see, the first page is called an application for special administrator. What this does in probate is a few things, but to sum it all up, it is basically giving a person the right to gather property for records or safekeeping until the probate process is finalized. This document is only to give that person possession, not ownership, unless otherwise stated. In the matter that we were talking about, or that was brought up last week, the father of the decedent knew the house was sold in a delinquent tax sale, which he stated he did not want anything to do with the home anyway. However, there were personal belongings that were still inside the property that he wished to retrieve, such as photo albums, clothing, etc. Nothing that would be of value to anyone else but himself. We also researched the decedent's name for the property and make sure that their name is on that property, especially in this case since it was mentioned that it was sold. The deed was still in the decedent's name, which told us that she still had ownership of that said property, so we allowed the father to have this temporary certificate and be able to retrieve the family heirlooms from the home. There is a fee for this process, and he gave all documents that were required. His certificate was stamped and signed on June 2nd, 2025, and expired on August 2nd, 2025. That is the extent of any type of probate that was open for this decedent. This decedent had been passed since 2022. However, no full estate was ever open for this decedent. With that being said, if we ever do have a decedent whose property has delinquent taxes, as you can see with the last form I believe that you have that says affidavit of personal representative, we have highlighted that part that states their responsibility is to pay all debts of the decedent if there is money in the estate. Things like insurance, taxes, funeral bills, those things may have to come out of a family's pocket, but if they are not paid, there is nothing that stops the property from being sold in a delinquent tax sale. We remind each PR to please contact places such as the tax office and etc. to ensure that the address listed is a correct address in order to receive the notice and to keep up with the debts of the property, in order not to lose or devalue the property until the distribution portion of the estate process, which may take 8 months to a year from the date of the opening. But again, your family's property can be sold if taxes are not paid. Probate cannot prevent that. It is the sole responsibility of the PR to ensure that it is done. As well as, let me just say this too, because you pay the taxes does not give you ownership of said property. That is another misconception that we see often. Ownership is only given through deeds and deeds of the decedent unless otherwise stated as before. It must come through probate to be transferred from the decedent's name to any heir's name. Lastly, I just want to touch on the intestacy statute. If a person passes with a will, that will and their estate will need to come through probate unless property has been transferred prior to death or property is in a beneficiary status. If a person does not leave a will, then we look at if the person was married legally, and if they were and had no children, then everything would pass to a living spouse. If a spouse passes as well, a separate estate must be filed for that spouse, and the children will split the full 100% of property among them. Moving on, if the decedent was married with children, then it's 50 to the spouse and 50 split between children. If there is no spouse, no children, then we look at parents, and so on and so forth. This is why it is important to contact probate and discuss the needs, if any, of the decedent's property to determine if an estate needs to be opened. We just want to thank you again for thank you all for your time tonight. The state files are public information. We have a file room open to the public to research any file that you may need and want to research. Please visit us if you would like, and please do not hesitate to contact one of us if you ever have questions. We do not just do estates. We oversee minor settlements, guardianships, marriage license, mental and chemical dependency commitments, and adjudicate all hearings before the court, as well as overseeing a treatment court every week. And that is all that I have today.
Before we address any questions for Judge Parker, as Councilman Jinks, if you come on and have a seat.
Sorry, late. Not enough hours in the day for me.
At this time, do any councilman have any questions for Judge Parker? Any questions for Judge Parker?
Mr. Chairman, this in question. In other words, you're saying to us, the law allows it to be completely sold and rendered to the person who's paid the back taxes, and as long as a year and 1 day has passed, the issue of transferring the title.
No, sir. We've had a couple of incidents in the 3 years that I've been there with this particular situation, and we have consulted not only the tax office but other judges just to make sure, and everyone does it the same across the books. It is just like a lien or a foreclosure or anything like that. Those debts have to be paid or you cannot transfer that property. And so the delinquent tax is the same thing. Nothing in probate pauses that situation. We just urge the PRs to make sure that they do contact your tax office, that they're getting the right addresses for those of these things.
Thank you. I think you just answered the question I had. So I wasn't here last week, but I listened back to the meeting from last week. So there's nothing in your office that has held this process up?
No, sir. That particular decedent has no estate open other than what I've given you, and what I've given you is public information. And so that is a special administrator, and that was for 2 months only. Something like that is just for possession of either value property like he had, like phone problems, or sometimes they come and want medical records or something to see if any litigation or anything would be apparent for their decedent. But it's not a full estate. We are not appointing a PR or anything, so no estate has been open for this decedent.
So that being the case, I'm going to give right that to Mr. Humans. So there shouldn't be anything held up for this property to be turned over, to your knowledge, to Ms. Moore. All right.
Have the personal effects been taken at home so far that the person
Yes,
wanted?
his certificate did expire on August 2nd, so he is no longer allowed unless he was to come to us.
Okay.
Now, the deed is still in the decedent's name, so if he did, he did have the right to do it again, but he has not contacted us.
Okay.
Councilman
Go
James?
ahead. Thank you.
Would
Thank you.
would probate have anything to do with the deed?
No, sir. Deeds are done legally through an attorney. We do
Right.
not do our own deeds. It is not mandated that they have an attorney, but we do advise that they get an attorney before they do any kind of deeds. But in this particular case, the deed has nothing to do with probate. No, sir.
Any other questions for Judge Parker and council?
I see Miss Moore in the audience.
Yes, you can.
Ms. Moore? Yes, sir. Are you getting relief that you need in regards to this?
I hope so after this, because that's why I sent you all the regulations. I went on the state website to find out what did the regs say about this, so that we can make sure we're operating legally and doing what the state says we should be doing. So I'm hoping that after tonight, after hearing Judge Parker, because I did take the liberty to call her office to ask after I looked at the regs and asked them, was there anything in their office that caused this to be held up? And they told me no, that, probate has nothing, exactly what they told me tonight, that probate has nothing to do with that. And so the information last week was misleading, to say the least.
Any further questions from council to
I
either?
have a question for the administrator.
Okay.
Have you got a follow-up on this?
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
We'll follow up post this meeting.
So since post-meeting, you haven't gotten an update?
Well, I think Ms. Orr has got it.
She did tell me that she is working on the deed for Ms. Moore. She sent me an email, and that was last Thursday, I believe.
So you're referring to Ms.
Ms. Smith.
Smith? Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just want to thank the attorney for, I just want to thank you for following up the information that we requested, that you look into this, and the information that you sent us regarding the transfer of property in regards to the question that was at the end. So thank you.
You talking about what Ms. Moore brought up?
Yes.
Like I think I
Sure.
shared it.
Yeah, you did. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thanking you for that, yeah.
He's thanking you. He's thanking you for it.
It's still, the question was, Judge, for the tax collector, she was under the impression that because if a state is established, that she could move forward with the sale of the property until some resolution of the estate. And I didn't find that in the statute anywhere, and I suggested that, she said that it came from the probate court, and I said, not unless there's a court order, we'll override the statute. So that's what
Yeah.
Councilman.
And they were in our office last Monday doing some title research, and we did give them the information of the special administrator. And by no means we are here to, this is just about probate process. I'm not here
Yes.
to say anything about anybody other
Right.
agency, but I just want to make sure y'all know the process of the probate. And yeah, we explained it to them. They called us again after Monday. We've explained it to them again that there is no estate process, no estate open whatsoever on this deed. And if there was, probate would not and could not hold it up for a sale.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? From
Thank
Judge
you,
Parker.
Thank y'all.
Judge Parker, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We're now on item number 6, public comments. And public comments is for 5 minutes for each individual.
The first one we have is Abigail Barna from AHJ Library, and she has updates.
Hi, good evening, council. Nice to see you again. I am here to excitedly appoint some board members later, but first I wanted to share some exciting updates because we had a really amazing summer in our library system. Again, my name's Abigail. I'm the Deputy Director of the AHJ Library System. We have the Hampton County Library and Estill Public Library in Hampton. And this summer we had across our system over 300 participants in our summer reading program, which is a larger number than we have had in the past, and we are so excited about that. We've hosted programs that had upwards of 50 patrons in attendance per program. So we're really seeing a positive increase in usage of our library system. We had the ability to get out into the community through various outreach programs. We actually won the Watermelon Award at the Watermelon Parade, so that was very exciting. I also wanted to share that now that school is back in session, the fun does not stop at the library. So all the families in Hampton County, if they need programs, they need things to do, they can see what we're up to on our website, ahjlibrary.org. I also wanted to highlight that we have a variety of resources that help students get back in the swing of things after a long summer. We have things such as tutor.com, where any one of our patrons can access free help to understanding different school subjects. Just come through the library, learn a bit more about it. We can help you get set up and help you have a very successful school year. Thank you again for all your support through the summer. We're definitely seeing growth and exciting things in our libraries right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss,
Thank you.
who's your daytime person at the library? In here in
It
Hampton?
depends. So we have multiple people at each library. Our branch manager in Hampton, her name is Chrissy Cook.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Reason to say that because I've heard a lot of good things about the hospitality there at the library and the use of the library. I didn't realize so many people use that.
Yeah.
Parents and students use that library, but I heard a lot of good things about the person that works there.
That is wonderful to hear. I appreciate you
Yes,
sharing
ma'am.
that with us.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
love all the feedback, so
Yes, ma'am.
all the good stuff, we love to hear it. And if there's ways for us to improve, anyone just has to let us know, and we're going to do our best to get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Andretta Hayes, professionalism and protocol.
Good afternoon. My name is Andretta Hayes. As of last Tuesday, I was employed with Hampton County Assessor's Office. I started this employment with Hampton County in November of 2023. During my employment at the Assessor's Office, 3 employees had resigned, including the assessor, therefore leaving the Hampton County Administrator as my direct supervisor. Dear members of Hampton County Council, I am writing to formally submit a grievance regarding ongoing issues related to excessive workload, inconsistent compensation, practices, and concerns regarding professionalism within certain departments of Hampton County. As was presented to the council by Ms. Pam Rice, the office in which I was assigned was reduced from 9 employees to only 2, Ms. Rice and myself. As a result, I was required to perform perform the duties of at least 4 individuals without any adjustment to my compensation or adequate support. The situation created an unsustainable workload and negatively impacted my personal health. I ended up with hypertension, and I am now taking medicine for it. Professional well-being and overall efficiency of the department. Following the county council meeting, my direct supervisor informed me that my hourly rate would be increased to a certain amount per hour in recognition of these additional responsibilities. However, within a week, the decision was rescinded, and the hourly compensation promised was adjusted to nearly 30% less than what I had initially been promised. The inconsistency not only undermines the acknowledgement of the work being performed, but also raises concern about fairness, transparency, and integrity in compensation practices. I am employed as a National Guardsman.
and we take pride in being a group of people with exceptional integrity. Since that time, I have made the difficult decision to resign, as I can no longer continue working in an environment where I cannot trust the integrity of my supervisor and where my physical well-being continued to decline due to unnecessary stress. I am a mother of two and want the best for my children, while includes earning enough to provide for them and maintaining the best possible personal health. I respectfully request that this matter be reviewed and addressed promptly. Specifically, I seek, 1, a fair and consistent adjustment to compensation that adequately reflects the workload and responsibility of every employee. 2, consideration of additional staffing or workload to ensure a sustainable and professional work environment. And 3, assurance of transparency, fairness, and accountability in future compensation and supervisory decisions. I have dedicated myself to serving Hampton County with integrity and commitment. And I respectfully urge the council.
You got another minute.
One minute.
I respectfully urge the council to take appropriate corrective action to resolve these matters. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing from your responses.
I want to be clear. Did you say you've already resigned?
Yes, sir. As of Tuesday of last week, I resigned. But I want it to be better for the next person, because how it was done, it wasn't done in a professional manner. And I feel like as integrity, as you say something to someone, you should stand on your word.
Question. When you resign, are you looking at filing a grievance? Is that what you're asking for, filing a grievance?
Well, as of right now, I am going to present something to Ms. Orr, she actually, I reached out to her to actually get on the agenda. However, the time was lapsed. So I told her I would submit her all the documentation to support my reasoning.
Okay. The reason I say that is because as an employee of the county, we do have a grievance policy. And while you're employed, you can grieve
Yes.
and file a grievance. But once you resign, that grievance is no longer in effect.
So yes, sir. It's not really so much for me because I have resigned, but it's for the other employees that may, we hope that they won't experience what I experienced. So it's more to make council aware of what transpired so that they can make the corrective actions to prevent it from happening again.
Okay. No further question? Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
So her point is just awareness? Is that what you're saying? You're
Yes,
just here.
because
Okay.
unfortunately, I don't care to work under someone with that type of integrity. They have came to our office. They have seen how we worked, me and Ms. Rice worked nonstop in that office, even to agree to weekends, taking on weekends away from my children. And although we didn't get to that point, it was an agreement. And to kind of not go too far into it, I was promised a pay. Then the pay came back and it was changed. However, Ms. Pam wasn't excited about my pay and she reached out to Mr. Humans in regards to my pay. And then we had another meeting, and then Mr. Humans then gave her a higher pay. And in that meeting, he decreased my pay.
I think what I'm saying, I guess, in all fairness to Mr. Humans, we will definitely not, get into that discussion in a public meeting.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to make sure I understood
Yes, sir.
that you were just bringing an awareness, but going into the details of it,
Yes, sir.
that's not fair to have that addressed here in a public meeting.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But I just want the council
Right.
to know y'all need to look into the process on when y'all, going to talk about pay and the promises and the integrity of, promising those things and they don't follow through.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes. We
All right,
appreciate it.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
I'll go ahead, Mr. Chairman. Could you share a copy of all that information
Yes, sir. I
with,
can email
with
it to
the,
you.
please?
Yes, sir.
So we'll have a reference to it
Yes, sir.
sometime.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mary Benton, stuff.
Hello, my name is Mary Benton. I'm from Brunson. I've been here a couple of times, and I have a couple of different things that I wanted to just mention. And first of all, I wanted to thank Councilman Jenks for reaching out to me last week about an email and some concerns that I had. He offered to meet with me. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I had a prior commitment, but I do appreciate that you reached out to me. Thank you so much. My concern at that time was the audio and of the county council meetings. The last 3 meetings on YouTube have been terrible. On 2 meetings, the recording ended abruptly. We did not get to listen to the end of the meetings. Last time's meeting 2 weeks ago, there was a terrible scratching that made it almost impossible to hear. I tried to cut on the closed caption, and that was not working. And I think I thought, maybe incorrectly, that closed caption is there for a purpose, but it was not working. And it's important that each of you have microphones or some sort of sound equipment when you're speaking. I believe at the last meeting, for instance, and I'm not singling the finance chairperson out, director out, but we couldn't hear any remarks. Again, you're looking inward, and you know, even if you're in the audience, sometimes it's difficult to hear. I challenge you to go back and listen to the last 3 meetings on YouTube to see if it's me or if there's really an issue. I have also, onto a different subject, looked at the budget book, but it doesn't really give one anything on real time on the budget. Yes, there's a lot of information in it. A lot of the information was extrapolated from other data on the website, but there's no real-time accounts payable, accounts receivable information. In fact, I am baffled as how you can make decisions on budgets when you don't have something equivalent to your own checkbook. I looked, and this may look familiar. This was a document that's been online, and the last document was in December of 22. Could I hand you a copy of this?
You can, but by way of our
Okay.
clerk, Nancy.
Thank you. That document's not pretty. In fact, it's got a very negative balance, but at least it's got information on it. I just encourage you to share, if there's anything available like that, with the public. And on to my next subject. I've heard about the food truck court and the Tiger Street projects. Regarding the Tiger Street project, the RV campsite proposal is a slap in the face to anyone who was concerned about the RV camper the RV/camp ordinance a few months ago, or anyone who might be trying to get a permit for a camper today. Because as you know, you cannot get a permit for a camper unless that's changed. I just wonder, is this retaliation or revenge against those who opposed the previous ordinance?
1 minute, Ms. Benton.
Okay. I just think, I wonder where the Tiger Street project came from. Is there a flow chart
or is there some sort of something to tell the public where it came from, how it was initiated and where it's going? I see nothing on the Zoning and Planning Commission or the Economic Development Boards about it. I just believe that county should focus on things like saving money, record storage and record retention, policies, town hall meetings, communicating with the citizens about the forensic audit, especially defining ways to replace the inappropriately transferred / used, for lack of better words, capital project sales tax monies, and your plan for following the recommendations of the audit. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Benton. Thank you very much.
Dr. Alan Kircher.
He just with us for the library board.
Dr. Alan Kircher, Nicksville Baptist Church. I don't know if this is the correct forum to bring this up, but since I was here anyway for the library, I wanted to mention to the council members, Nicksville Baptist Church is on Two Sisters Ferry Road. There's 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. The front of the church is 15 feet from the road, and the parsonage is 20 feet from the road. And on January 27th, my brother-in-law, Jerry McGee, who has Down syndrome, lived with us for 20 years. He was crossing the road and got hit by a car 55 miles an hour and he to his death. And I wanted to see, I know when I go through Barkersville, which goes from 55 to 45 in Barkersville, I wanted to see if the council could perhaps look into something about getting that speed limit reduced a little bit on Two Sisters Ferry Road and Nicksville Baptist Church. That's all I wanted to thank you for your time. Get to 45 like the other places are. 2 years ago, we had VBS. We had 120 children in front of the church waiting to get transported home. And we had a police that was there, a security, and a guy ran the security in front of 100-some children. He stopped the vehicle and there was a DUI, and he almost hit 2 children that were in front of the church. I don't know what can be done about it, but I just wanted to bring it to the council members' attention that maybe there is something we can do about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Let me say
Go
something
ahead.
to him.
Go ahead.
Pastor,
Councilman.
Pastor, I think that would be a DOT issue on decreasing the speed on the highway, but I will give you my word, I will find out,
Yes, sir.
I'll initiate it,
Yes, sir.
and I'll put it in your hands, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, Councilman Jenks.
Yes, sir.
We support it.
Ms. Patricia Williams. Mayor Brunson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I was told that I needed to come here to answer some questions concerning our application for financial assistance from the county for our county fair.
Okay, I can say that we're going to look at the application in executive session, and then when we come out of executive session, we'll come out with a ruling as to whether or not we'll be in support of that application or not, of that
Okay, but you have received the application?
Yes, we have.
Okay,
Yes, we
thank
have. And we were discussing it in executive session.
you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
We're now on item number 7, appointments for the library board. We have 3, how many seats are available? 3? Is it 3 seats available? Okay, do we have any type of ballot, anything like that for this here, or you just want us to?
Applications are here.
Yeah, right, I saw the applications, okay. So, and there are 3 seats available for these, okay. I hope that council has had a chance to review the applications of the applicants that are applying to serve on the library board. This is Ms. Kimberly Thomas, Mr. Allen Howard Kircher, and Ms. Sarah Capola. Did I pronounce it correctly? Capola, okay, Capola, okay. They are asking to be appointed to serve on the library board for Hampton County. Okay, for Hampton County. So, you each had a chance to review the applications that are in the packet. I've had a chance to look at them, and they all seem to be complete.
All of them?
Being a resident of Hampton County is one of the requirements.
All of the residents in Hampton County?
Yes, all of my residents of
Yeah,
Hampton County.
I'm trying to find that. Okay.
I just have one question, since we're talking about the applications. Pastor Kircher, I'm just curious, could you give me a reason for wanting to become a member of this board? Or this can you give me a reason for wanting to become a member of this, the library board?
Well, to put it basically plain and simple, I just wanted to be a service to the community, and I think that the library is a wonderful source for our children and the people, and to reach out to the community and be part of that. That's basically all.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
I saw that it was omitted, in your application.
Oh,
So I just wanted to know personally as the reason why you want to serve.
yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
What's
With
the
that,
max?
huh?
What's the max on the board in Saturday? How many members are on this board?
I believe it's
7?
seven. 7 or 8, I'm sorry. I have 3 different boards to keep track of in my head.
Understood.
I believe it's 8, but I do know we have 3 open
Openings,
seats right
okay,
now.
open
That's
seats.
correct.
Okay.
We do. This will give us a full board.
Full board,
for the
okay.
first time in a long time.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
understood. Understood. So we're going to go ahead and appoint all 3 of them at the same time, if that's what we want to do, if anybody have any objection to that. So what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chairman, I offer a motion that we appoint the boards, Ms. Kimberly Thomas, Mr. Allen Howard Kircher, and Ms. Sarah Coppola.
Second.
A motion has been made and has been properly second. Any further discussion? If none, all those who are in approval of the appointment of Ms. Thomas, Mr. Kircher, and Ms. Capola. Pronounce it right? Okay. Show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Thank you very much. Let's give them a hand. We appreciate, you're willing to serve. It's hard to get volunteers to serve. Won't think of anything, so we appreciate it. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're now on item 8, approval or approvals of items requiring council actions. We have none at this time. Number 9, items for discussion. We don't have any at this time. Item number 10, ordinances. 10.1, third reading of ordinances. There are none at this time. 10.2, second reading of ordinances. None at this time. And then we have a first reading of ordinance, which is the first reading of an ordinance granting spotlight and easement to install a high-speed internet service cabinet on county-owned property at 404 Hoover Street. And the TMS number is 119-002-15-003. I ask that we hold off on this first reading because we do have this for executive session. And when we come out of executive session, then we will address this first reading at that time. We're now on item number 11, council briefing. 11.1, chairman's update. I have none at this time. 11.2, county council members, liaison reports or updates. I will start on my right with Councilman Lowe.
I have none.
Councilman Thompson.
I have none, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Williams.
None.
Councilman James.
None.
We're now on item number 11.3, county's attorney's update.
Chairman, Council, I provided in an email earlier that there are no exigent circumstances that we need to discuss. And I made some comments about the smart light.
We're now on item number 11.4, clerk's update. Item number 12, administrator's report, financial update, finance update.
Council, good evening. Ms. Chanel is going to provide any update if she has. But what I want to do share with you is a draft letter of intent. I'll wait till you get it before I... So for those who don't know, the YMCA is currently in the county. They've been servicing the county from a couple of different perspectives. They provided swim lessons for youth this summer. This is an official letter of intent engaging the YMCA to look at providing robust programming in the county. We've been in discussions with them over the past month or so. So we're looking at programming around Council of Aging spaces and building out programming for our youth in the county. But this is a letter of intent saying, hey, the YMCA is committed to Hampton County and they want to make it home, and they want to support the process of building out healthy programming for our children moving forward. So this is a draft letter just for your awareness. Next council session, we will have the draft cleaned up. Mr. Algie and Mr. Chris are working through the details, and that space we will ask for your approval and acknowledgement of the letter.
At that time or?
At that time, yes.
At that time, okay.
But just wanted you to see the draft. Okay. It's the working document.
Mr. Humans, if you don't mind.
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Do they have any future plans, to your knowledge, of maybe trying to help assist us with the recreation department?
Yeah, actually, they're looking to participate in the conversation to figure out how to be most efficient around the programming, but they are participating with discussions around that as well.
Thank you, sir.
Have we heard anything from Washington yet? Anything regarding that request?
Well, we got to work through this assessment phase, and once we do that, we'll submit the packet in regards to those funds. But we did have a meeting at Columbia Orangeburg last week, and there were some technical advisors around the HUD funding, so we may have some room to edit the initial requests. And so just working with the technical folks to kind of look at what our final request is when we talk about recreation in the county. And that's all I have. Maybe Ms. Chanel.
As far as the financial system, we are still going through the implementation process. There are a few bugs that are still being worked out with the reporting, with everything that we're doing. The good part is that we are now, all of our accounts payable is happening through the new system. You will continue to receive the check register at the end of the month will be placed on the website. And as soon as we can, The training module is being developed right now, and the training will be deployed through the different departments, where they will be able to input their own requests for purchase orders. So that is our next step. That's where we are. I gave you preliminary reports. There's still a few bugs in the system that are being worked out. We're still working with Springbrook, but things are definitely moving forward. Yes, sir.
Did they figure out the bug on getting the old accounts payables into Springbrook
Yes.
and the money?
Well, the reports, all the data had already been exported over. There have been some changes because we have new accounts, but yes, the things have been pulled over. The old purchase orders that were in the system have been put over and checks written. That was done last week.
So we'll have better ledger accounting online pretty soon.
Yes. Won't be soon enough if you ask me.
I agree. So we can satisfy a couple of citizens, all our citizens.
Sure. I know that training is also going on in the treasurer's office, and we're making sure that we have the best transition we have going forward. So we're already preparing. We're still working for year end. August 31st is the end of the 60 days collections, where we're doing the payables and receivables for the prior year. So anything after that date will go on this year's budget. So we're about to make that switch over in about a week and a half.
So it's my understanding as of today, the free departments, it's coming up on today, right? There was a freeze on the spending until August 18th.
Well, there is a freeze on spending, but yes, we're meeting with the departments to make sure that they can get their orders in outside of emergencies. So if there were emergencies that occurred, those things we're still going through.
So that what you got process they'll each department meet with the accounts payables, or how does that work?
So they'll meet with finance, so it's gonna be accounts payable and myself. We're gonna still have to put the purchase orders in for them because some of the, as I said, there are a few bugs as far as getting everything ready to deploy the training. That held up things, and they also even held up the deployment of the payroll training. So they still will be able to order. We will just put in the orders for them. So the answer is yes, they are able to do orders.
So that system is for county as well as elected officials? They're under that same system?
Well, we only have one financial system, and it's gonna be whoever's authorized to place orders. So that'll be the clerk to council will be able to do orders for you, but there are designated persons in each department who will be able to place orders or to put in requests for requisitions. But as far as supplies are now centralized, which the clerk to council will be doing, and there are other centralized costs. But yes, if there are department-specific costs, those can happen in the department once the training is deployed. They will be able to put them in, but until that time, they can come to finance and that will be it.
Yeah.
The orders will be put in for them.
Yeah, because actually when I said elected officials, that's not really referring to us, I was referring to like probate judge, for example. They go through that same process?
Yes.
Yeah. So whatever they need has to be approved by finance office? I know the process becomes you, but the elected officials need the approval of?
No, the same approval process goes in until the training is deployed. So they have the same rights that they had before to approve their stuff. We're not saying yes or no. We're just putting it in for them. So we do not supersede the regular process. We're just going to have to put it into this system for them. Then once the training is deployed, they will be put it in, but that does not change their authority, nor does it change ours.
Well, I'll just just gonna say, you're making a transition from no system to a new system for financial, tracking.
Yes, sir.
And what you're saying is, everybody has their budget that's been approved by council, every department has their own budget, but when the completed system is online, then everybody, whoever was designated in that particular office or that particular department, will have access to the system in order to enter their purchase orders if they need to purchase something, or if there's anything for training that they can go in, and then we'll have the POs that will follow along with the budget and make the subtractions as we go along. So what we're trying to do, I'm trying to get some, so Ms. Benton will understand that once
Yes.
we get that, once that gets in place, she'll be able to find what she needs.
Yes,
Okay.
and so the way it is now, they have to bring it to us to put in the
Sure.
system now. And so what we're doing is, it'll be requisitions. So they'll put in the requisition, and then they get a purchase order. The departments or elected officials still have the same authority. They will actually be able to approve it based on that authority. We are not taking over that authority by putting it in. We are just simply putting it in the system with their approvals that they have until they're able to do it from their system, from when they, once they receive the training.
And when they go and put in a purchase order, and they don't have any money left in that particular line item, it's gonna kick it back.
It will not allow them to put in.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's,
It won't allow them to
exactly
spend.
right. If you are
Right.
1 cent over, it will not allow it.
Absolutely.
And that includes me.
They manage their own, but that's up for them to manage their own budget.
It's up for them to manage the budget. The good thing about this system is when you're putting in your items, if you're putting in requests, it'll show you your remaining
Right.
budget.
Remaining budget.
So you'll be able to see that in real time as you're putting the line in, because when you look up the object code, it'll say remaining budget, so you'll know before, but it will just stop right then and it'll kick it back immediately. So it won't let you complete it if you don't have any money in that line item. And that's where you have to come and make your request to, if you want to change your line items there. But yes, you can see it in the, right where you're putting in that object code, there is a section that says remaining budget, whatever that line item is.
And that's
Or
in-
if there's none.
And that's called in-time financing, so,
Absolutely.
okay.
Which we don't have now.
Oh, I know we don't have it
Right.
now, but that's what we placed, as council, we approved to allow, the administrator and the, technology people to purchase that software that we need in order to make sure that we have a on-time, in-time financial report that'll be, transcribed daily. So, as soon as we'll get to that, then I think we'll be able to solve some complaints. Okay?
Ms. Benton, that was Mr. Thompson, not Mr. James.
Well, she's not the only person that came in and made
I
a
know,
request
I'm just
for that.
messing with
So,
her.
but so I don't want to just pick on Mrs. Benton, but I appreciate her. I appreciate her tenacity and bringing that forward to us. But we have an idea of what we need to do in order to make the citizens more enlightened in reference to how we're spending the county's money and the citizens' taxes. So we just want to do the right thing. That's all we want to do.
Thank you, Ms. Wu.
I guess the only other comment would be around the CPTS negotiation. We're looking to close that out in the next week or two. Once that's closed out, then there will be an official response as it relates to the forensic audit. We thought it was too premature to respond to the forensic audit because the CPTS negotiation gives light to some of the pieces that were identified in the forensic audit. So the law firm and the folks who've been helping us navigate this conversation with DOR will present on the approach we've been taking and how we plan to address the outstanding questions that the public has around the CPTS audit and the forensic audit.
administration report.
Yes, sir, that concludes.
We're now on item 13, executive session. We have 3 items that we're going to address. Contractual negotiation deal with the Nevermark project, a discussion on contractual negotiation on Spotlight, and discussion of negotiation incident and proposed contractual arrangements dealing with the Brunson County Fair. And is Ms. Mayor Williams, if you would stick around, because I'd like to have you in that discussion when we come with executive session with the Brunson County Fair, if you would. Okay. With that being said, what is the pleasure of council?
So move.
Second.
Motion has been made, has been properly seconded. Discussion. If none, all those who are in approve that we go into executive session, should you approve by raising your right hand? Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now going to executive session. 5